Good morning. To my Coursera evaluators, this is a class of advanced adult ESL learners. Keep in mind that there will be times in this presentation where I would have to cut short the time they would take in a regular class to do the actual exercise. So to the class. Good morning, class. Today's class will be about grammar. I hope I don't put you to sleep, but we're going to do a complete grammar lesson. Our objectives are our grammar is going to be about adjectives. Our objectives will be to review some rules of adjectives you already know, to introduce the order of modifiers of many adjectives which you may use, and to write a descriptive paragraph using your creativity and putting a list of adjectives in their proper order. Now, we are building on what you already know about adjectives. Adjectives are words which describe other words. There are adjectives of comparison. You've done this. Young, younger, youngest. There are participle adjectives. The burning building, the burned building. There are adjective clauses. The lady who has brown hair is in the hall. Adjectives can also be very beautiful. There are great poetic works which really incorporate adjectives, especially artists or writers at the end of the 19th century called aesthetes. Some beautiful passages. Let me share two very short ones with you because you will be doing your own creative work. The first, I just pulled this out at random, is by Oscar Wilde, who was a master of this, and I'll just read you a few sentences. This is from one of his fairy tales. Two tiny slippers with big pink rosettes peeped out beneath her dress as she walked. Pink and pearl was her great gauze fan, and in her hair, which, like faded gold, stood out stiffly round her pale little face. She had a beautiful white rose. It's beautiful. Next is a man named J.K. Huysmans, who wrote about the same time as Wilde, but he wrote in French. It was probably even more beautiful in the French. This is the translation. A robe of triumph, bestrewn with pearls, broidered with silver, studded with gold, each of which is a precious stone, seems ablaze with coily, fiery serpents, like gleaming insects with dazzling wings of brilliant colors, scarlet with bands of yellow like the dawn, like the blue of steel with stripes of peacock green. So that is, those are adjectives or works using adjectives in a poetic manner. Now, we're going to learn the order of these modifiers. And again, you will be responsible for your own creative work. Let me give you a sentence. Listen to this. There is a lovely little old rectangular green French carving knife. There is a lovely little old rectangular green French carving knife. 7 adjectives. How do you put them in order? So let me tell you a way to do it. I got this from a book that I have used called Summit 1 by Saslow and Asher. I also looked up on the British Council website for their order of modifiers. They don't agree 100%. Some put one before the other. I will use the Summit 1 order. So let me go to the board and look at the order. First we have determiners. This is right before you even get to the adjectives. Determiners. What determines a noun? A, and, the, this, that, demonstrative adjectives. My, his, Jack, James, the hat, my hat, Jack's hat. Also, ordinal numbers, the first, second, 20th, 30th, 100th, 3,000th. Quantifiers, a few, some, many. Then we get to the adjectives themselves. The first thing you will put is the size. Small, big, fat, thin. Then your opinion of it. Ugly, beautiful, strange, crazy. The age or temperature. Old, young, hot, freezing, antique. The shape. Square, round, rectangular. The color. The origin. French, Italian, Indian, Chinese, Egyptian. Material. Glass, silk, wood, metal. So those are the, that's the order. Now let me give you an example, and then I will give you an example. You will write your own examples. The first, look at this bird. This is a glass bird from China. And I would describe it as a tiny, size, beautiful, opinion, antique, age, red, color, Chinese, origin, bird. I don't have to use all of these, but that's what I would do. Tiny, beautiful, antique, red, Chinese, glass, bird. This is a scarf from India. And I would describe it as this, long, size, lovely, opinion, new, age, blue-green, color, Indian, silk, scarf. One more, this box from Egypt. Box from Egypt. I would describe it as this small, size, strange, opinion, old, age, square, shape, brown, color, Egyptian box. I have some other things here which I want you now to do. Break up into pairs. Choose one of these. You can choose the same one, take a different one, rather than the ones I did. And I have a glass pumpkin from Italy, a Buddhist little statue from Tibet, and a candle from Mexico. You have the order, make up the adjectives yourselves, pairs, use one of these things, take about 10 minutes, come back and share those with the class. Finally, for your assessment, you will do a descriptive assignment, a descriptive 2 paragraphs. I was going to say 1 paragraph. Let's do 2 paragraphs about an object that you own. Describe it with modifiers. You don't have to use all of them, but use enough. Describe it with modifiers. And the next paragraph, tell me where you got it. As a gift, describe the person who gave it to you. If you bought it, describe the market, the place where you bought it. Again, you will need at least 2 paragraphs. So that's our lesson for today. Thank you. I will see you next class. We will continue with adjectives. 8.